Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. Hey, so for today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I get a lot of questions about speed mechanics, acceleration, top speed, and I figured what a better way than to break an actual athlete down and give you some insight into what I'm looking for as an actual coach. So as you know, I came out with one of my newest programs, Athletic Speed System. If you guys are interested, you can check out the description below. But I actually wanted to pull back the covers on that, and I actually wanted to show you one of the videos that's within the actual 14-week program. And one of those is an actual sprint analysis of one of my athletes. So without further ado, what I want to do is get into that actual video, break it down in slow motion for you guys so you can have a better, clearer understanding as to what we're trying to achieve as an athlete in the acceleration phase. So I hope this helps out. Check it out. So we're gonna go over another sprint analysis video just so you can see a little bit different runner. As I mentioned, I chose guys who play team sports, not necessarily track athletes coming out of blocks. Predominantly because the majority of the athletes I work with are team sport athletes, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, and they want to improve their speed development. I am currently working with a couple guys from overseas. I have a sprinter from Ethiopia, a sprinter from Latvia. And the techniques obviously are different off the blocks. But predominantly the techniques that I'm trying to develop when it comes to acceleration, maximum velocity, and then backside, frontside, they're principles, and they just might be a little bit more polished for some track athletes, and what we try to do with team sport athletes is basically achieve the same thing. So I have Brad here. Brad's a cornerback. He was a collegiate cornerback, plays professionally. He plays in the arena right now. He's looking to get picked up, but wanted to choose him because Brad's a little bit shorter than our other video. So his levers are going to be slightly different. He's a little bit more polished mechanically. Brad, both guys are extremely fast. Brad, his most recent time, ran a 4.3 at official times from the NFL at his combine. Many had him. One had him at a high 4.2, but many had him in the mid 4.3s. And he's got really good burst and force. This is going to show you exactly what it looks like to have great relative strength in his body. Each step is really propelling him forward, and that paired with polished mechanics makes really fast. He's actually ran the fastest 10 that I've timed, hand timed. I'm pretty consistent with my guys when it comes to hand time, and he's one that consistently runs around a 1.47. He's dropped a couple numbers, which I was kind of like, all right, that sounds a little bit crazy. When I say that, I mean like he's ran like some 1.43s, 1.44s, 1.45s. But when you're doing hand time on turf, everything's a little bit faster. But nevertheless, he's a really fast guy. So let's get into some of the actual mechanics. So right from the start, he's got a great angle here. What you'll see is this is just a kind of a demo video for me to show him. So his 40 stance is slightly different. He gets a little bit more aggressive on that front angle, and that's one thing on this front shin angle. And that's one thing that we really worked on. When he came to me, his mechanics were pretty sound as it was. So, there wasn't too much. I just added a little bit. One thing that we did also is we drove this back foot into the ground. What you'll see of this back foot when takeoff is when he goes to apply force, which he's got great force off of both legs, the biggest thing you'll see is that heel needs to drop down. So I used to have him, hey, put the Achilles on stretch, drive the foot down. Going into it. Boom, he's driving off of both. Actually, I have pretty good stiffness here. You can see the angle, now the knee is there. One thing I want to make mention of, two habits that I tried to break with him that obviously he's doing here is, A, he would throw that hand up instead of swing it forward first. right? Just slowing a little bit of momentum. But one thing that he's got a great habit of is what I tell my guys is keep your eyes down at your feet. I say trust your feet. What I mean by trust your feet is most guys don't have that kinesthetic awareness to be able to look, like they want to look up to see where they're going because they don't have that ability to be able to, you know, they feel like they're going to fall. It's almost like a balance and coordination thing. So I say trust your feet. Make sure that you're looking down back at your feet. Because if that chin starts to pull up, it pulls the torso up. Into the first step. Boom. Swung off that back one. Let me see real quick. Look at that back leg one more time. Good stiffness. Driving off. Good position right here. Both legs meet and the shoulders are out front. Boom. Big first step. Like this angle right here. As you can see, he's throwing his arms aggressively. Using a huge lever back here, opened up. Here it's shortened, but he's throwing it up and it's powerful. He's driving off. Check out his toe. Really what I like to look for in this angle right here, right, is a straight line like we talked about. So he's fully hip extension, full hip extension here. And when you look at this torso, you want to be at perpendicular or right above perpendicular. You don't want to overstep and get too much because if the knee drives too high, his next step, his shin is going to be vertical and it's going to pop his torso up. But right here, it looks pretty good. I want to go back to a frame right here. Guys, you can clearly see that when I say the cue, you should be able to see your toe over your knee every step. You can see his eyes can look right over his knee and be able to see his toe. So boom, right there, he can be able to see that toe. That's what I mean by that. I'm not saying reach your foot out, but what I say when I mean that, it's like you should just be able to see the toes. Not the top of the foot. You should just be able to see the toes right over that knee. And that ensures that you're not cycling backwards. So these are just little cues I use. Good angle still. Guys, if you can see, watching the steps, look, he's stepping over the ankle. That's a little high, but it's not bad. Actually, he passes right over it if you see that. So watch, we're watching this heel step over this ankle. Boom, he steps right over it. That looks really good. What I cue my guys is don't step over the knee. You step over the knee in maximum velocity. You step over the ankle in acceleration. So he's still got a great angle right here. He's pushing off. Both shin angles are going horizontal. They're driving the direction he's going. He's got good leverage of the arms, right? So open up back here. You can see it's acting as a longer lever in the back and a shorter lever in the front, meaning he's using this as the main lever, and then he closes it when he snaps up. As you can see, the other arm right here is closed. Good, hand to the face. Perfect, everything still looks good. Stepped over the ankle again with the opposite foot. Watch this foot right here, steps over the ankle. Boom, and he's driving off. Guys, the biggest thing that you gotta understand is when he drives off, the whole reason of stepping over the ankle and not cycling backwards is because look how much ground he's gaining within 3 steps. He's a shorter guy. I want to say he's about 5'8", 5'9", but he's got amazing burst and he's got great mechanics, and that's what allows him to only be able, he only needs a step, 3-4 times and he's already out the gates and he's already out of acceleration almost. So again, boom, pop, pop. Good extension too. This is the cross extensor reflex we're talking about. When you watch this and you watch him come out, watch how he separates. As this knee flexes and this thigh pops, this leg pushes away. He's got good synchronicity, good connectivity here. Bang, bang. Good shit, Brad. That looks good, man. Watch it again one time, full speed. Not full speed, but pop, pop, pop. See how his feet are low. He's not taking this long swooping action back here in acceleration. He's trusting his eyes. All of his angles look immaculate. Man, that's a thing of beauty. Bang, bang. Good. He's got good stiffness in the feet. You see they're not collapsing. That's just great relative strength. He's got good elastic strength in the foot. Good first step. Like I say, guys, one thing that I just wanted to be able to drive home and reiterate here is how low his feet placement are to the ground. With every step, he's gaining immaculate ground, and he's able to drive forward and propel his body forward through his hip extension, piston-like action. Bang, bang. And even in this last step, you can watch right here, you're going to see a shin angle come back down into the ground. Already there, ready to go. And that's it for another unique sprint analysis. Now you can start to see both guys are fast. One uses a little bit different levers and doesn't actually, rely on technique and form. He's got good technique and form, but he's a lot longer. You're looking at a 6'2", 6'3" athlete versus a 5'8", 5'9". If you were to equate that, the taller guy you can look at more similar to, I don't want to say Usain Bolt. He's got really unique mechanics to his own. But if you were to compare, a little bit longer levers in the front side, back side, to like a taller sprinter. And then Brad here, if you guys remember a guy named Maurice Green, who's a sprinter, who's a 100-meter sprinter. He's just a ball of muscle. That's basically what Brad, essentially is, his running style is. So he uses that relative force we're talking about to really be able to propel himself down the track paired with cleaned up mechanics. So that's it for acceleration. We'll go ahead and check out his top speed in the next video. Cool, so I hope that was helpful, guys. If you're interested, I have a full 14-week program, including a body weight, a beginner, and a plethora of other videos breaking down how we train linear speed and how we get guys faster. You can check that down below. Hope that helps. Talk to you guys next time.